sing la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Stroll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la.
Good morning and welcome all of you that are here in our sanctuary, our beautifully decorated sanctuary, and all of you that are online at home. We welcome you to Unity of Wilmington. Do we have anyone here for the first time this morning? Well, welcome to you all coming in a second, third, or 100th time. Okay, I'm Gail O'Brien. I'll be your platform person today. Ellen Contente is our speaker for today. She's one of our regular speakers, so we'll look forward to hearing from her. And we have Katie Dees, our music director, and we have Justin and Mitch, the drummer and the guitarist. Welcome. And Chris is in the back. So let us open by saying our affirmations right up here. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I am in the right place at the right time right now. And now, our soloist for today is Terrell Williams. Welcome.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Yes, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. Yeah. In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here, my heart's so full I can't explain, speaking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when blinded by your pain, can't see your way straight through the rain. A small but still resilient voice says help is very near. A miracle. Oh, when you believe, yeah, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. Now you will. You will when you believe. You will when you believe. Oh no, just believe. You gotta believe, girl. You will when you believe.
I'm a believer. Oh my goodness, that was just so beautiful, so beautiful. My goodness. And it's so festive right now, isn't it? Wow, it is just so festive. And first, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here yesterday, but let's give some appreciation to Fran and the whole team that came out yesterday. Are there any ornaments left for us to put up anywhere? That would be fun. Well, welcome everyone to the first Sunday in December, which is our 12th month of the year. And welcome everyone who's watching online. And I'm always blessed to be here. And today we're going to be talking about the power of 12, the power of 12. So as I was doing my research for today's topic, I was like, wow, there are so many different significances. Is that a good word, significances? If not, I just made it up. So there's a lot of significance there, that's better, to the number 12, right, to the number 12. So it is the 12th month, so we do have 12 months in the year, and I think we have 12 corresponding astrology signs, too, to go along with them. How many of you were born in this time of the year? Ooh, look at that, some happy birthdays. So what is your sign, as they say? What is your sign? Sagittarius, right? Or is it Sagittarius or maybe or Capricorn? Right? So I'm a Gemini, in case anybody was wondering. I'm in the other Christmas, which is June. But you know, every day is Christmas, it feels like. Here it is. I wasn't even going to talk about Christmas, but here we are. It's Christmas, and that's another significance, the 12 days of Christmas, which growing up, and I've probably shared this many times before, I wasn't raised Christian. I was actually raised Jewish. But whenever the 12 Days of Christmas song would come on, I'd be like, oh, I love that song. And of course, I'd always want to sing it, but I'm thinking, I thought there was only one day in Christmas. I know there's 8 days of Hanukkah, but I thought there was only one day of Christmas. And of course, the 12 days of Christmas officially begin the 26th, and it goes the 12 days until January 6th. So I learned all about that, and I'll talk more about that when I do speak on Christmas Day, which will be a sing-along Christmas, and I want everybody to come Christmas in your PJs, ready to have some fun. Okay, so I'm just kind of pre-planting that. So, there we go. I've got to go buy some pajamas. Otherwise, I might come in my best Christmas dress. We'll see. So 12. So there's also the biblical references of 12. There's the 12 disciples or the 12 apostles. There's heaven, the 12 gates of heaven, which are decorated with 12 gates, named after the 12 tribes of Israel, and each gate is decorated with 12 stones. I was like, wow, look at that, 12. And I'm like, wow, how many of you just learned something? Yeah, And that's what I love when I pick a topic is, I want to learn as much as I can about that topic. And how does it tie into our spiritual principles? And then I started thinking 12. Well, we go to school, elementary school, to 12th grade. And we graduate and become adults, young adults, because we become teenagers at age 13. So up until that point, 12, once again, is that magic number of 12. And then we step into, our lives. But you know what the truth is? We are born with this power within us. That's what Charles Fillmore teaches, is that we are born with these 12 innate powers that we can access at any time. So if you're wondering what the 12 are, let's go ahead and take a look. So I decided to have a little bit of fun with my slide. So let's see if we can pull them all out. Faith, can we find faith there? Okay. How about strength? How about wisdom? Love. Love up there? Yep. Power. We have imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal. I love that word. Zeal. And then we have release, and then life. And in Unity, and if you go to unity.org, if you've never been to the website, there's amazing resources there. But if you just type in the search bar 12 principles or 12 powers, it'll come up. And every month, there's another power to focus on. So every month of the year, we could choose one particular power and focus on that power. And as it turns out, the month of December, the last month of the year, is life. And we focus on the power of life. And again, these powers are within us at all times. But are we always accessing them? Let's be honest. No, including myself. I'm not always accessing my powers. We forget. That's part of the challenge, is we forget that we are divine beings that are having this human experience. We think we're human beings, and we forget that we have these divine powers. So our affirmation today, I almost forgot our affirmation today, is I am empowered with divine powers. So when everybody say that, I am empowered with divine powers. Right? So we can remember that at any given moment, because we are born with these powers. But we forget because we carry around with us, kind of like a book bag. I'm thinking of, when we go to school, we've got our backpack and our book bag, and we've got books. And how many of you have had young children and you wonder how on earth, right, are they carrying that, book bag? And when I went to school, I felt the same way. And that's kind of like the baggage sometimes that we carry our whole lives. We carry around with us things that we can actually graduate from, we can release. So Deepak Chopra said, awakening is not changing who you are, but discarding who you are not. Wow, isn't that a great quote? Discarding who you are not. And when I first read that quote, I immediately had this image of a statue. Right? We've heard the stories of, sculptors say, right, I already saw the perfection in the stone. All I needed to do was chip away what didn't need to be there. Chip away the excess, chip away the imperfections, maybe. And it got me thinking, well, aren't we the same way? We are already perfect. We've come here perfect. We are one with God, right? First and second principle. And we are already good. So what do we want to release? What is no longer serving us, right? Throw out some things that you want to let go of, you want to graduate from this year. Fear. Did I hear fear? right? So we all have fear of one kind of another. Fear does not serve us. So we can chip away and we can tap into, can I go backwards, Chris, in my slides? I can, right? We can tap into, instead of fear, we can tap into maybe understanding. We can tap into confidence, love, wisdom. What was it? Release. So yes, tap into what is already there. So when we are carrying around fear, if we're carrying around resentments, and so many of us, oh my God, or, disappointments. I'm getting better and better and better and better right, at just allowing whatever is and being happy with that and not being disappointed that things don't turn out exactly as I want. And I've shared on the stage many times all the places in Wilmington that I've discovered and I've gone to, including yesterday when I went with my daughter to the Wilma show at the convention center, which was a lot of fun. It was one of the reasons why I couldn't be here yesterday. I had a full day planned shopping, getting into the Christmas spirit with my daughter. So we went to the Wilma show, and then we walked over to the Brooklyn Arts building, whatever that building is called, beautiful old church. And it was filled 3 floors, or felt like 3 floors, filled with, how many people went to that? It's also going on until, I think, 5 o'clock today. So, and I don't know where I'm going with this. Other than, initially we had this idea in our mind what it was going to be like. And, nothing's ever 100% what you think it's going to be. So are we going to be disappointed about that? Or are we going to find the joy, the beauty, the love, the understanding, the imagination? That's where I was going. Tap into your imagination. Tap into your imagination. And that's also part of what we do, our principles. Everything begins first in mind, in the power of our mind. I have been watching over the last year this center just completely transform and unfold and grow, and it's through the imagination of each and every one of us that says, what do we want our center to be? What do we want Unity of Wilmington to be? And we create it. So we don't have to be disappointed. Let's leave that not here. Let's not leave that here. Let's just let it dissipate into the ethers, just like the sculptor with the stone. Just chip away anything that is in the way of the perfection of what we want our lives to be. Because we do get to create it. I just took this workshop, a 2-day workshop, and it was all about leaving your old self behind, but appreciating everything that your old self brought you. We are all here because of our old selves. Our beliefs, our feelings, our actions, the people in our lives, what we've done, our entire history has brought us to this moment. And so there's things we want to carry through, right? There are books, right, from grade school and college and grad school and whatnot that are still on our shelves, yes? Yes. Books that we've read that we're going to read again, so we're not going to discard those. So we're going to bring those forward into the new year, into our new selves. And that is, raising our consciousness into who do I want to be? Why wait? That person's already here. Right? Just be that person that you want to be. So we want to let go of anything. Actually, let me go back to that. We want to discard anything that is no longer serving us. So Marianne Williamson, I think that's my next quote. Yes, she says that everyone is on a spiritual path. Most people don't know it. The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. And I love this quote as well, the unlearning of fear. So where did we learn fear? If we came here perfect with all of these innate powers, and fear was not in that diagram, right? Fear was not there, and yet it seems to live in our bodies. It seems to be up here. It seems to be in here. My mother used to, every time we'd walk out the door to go somewhere, every time, she would say, "Be safe," which I loved and I appreciated, but then she'd finish it with, "Be careful, there's a lot of crazies out there." She told the truth. But let's think about that. Let's think about that. That creates fear. Right? If there's a lot of crazies out there, that means there's people out there that can hurt us. You know, and there's a lot of stuff, truthfully, up here that can hurt us even more. And that's what I've come to believe, because here's another truth, and I'm very transparent, and I will share everything and anything about my life, so I pull the curtain back. My mother had bipolar disorder, and she didn't know that she had a mental illness. And people in our neighborhoods, I could hear whispering, "Oh, she's that crazy lady." Because there was a lot of behavior from that disorder that could be viewed from the outside, right, as crazy. And when anyone does something we don't understand, what do we say? "Oh, you're crazy." They give, we have a dream. We create that persona, we step into it. They say, "Oh, that can never happen. You can't do that. You can't be that." That's crazy thinking. All right? Going to the moon. We're going to Mars. And I'm living long enough that I'm going to be on that rocket ship. Yes, go ahead, please applaud that. Affirm that. Because I have decided that. What do you want to decide for yourselves, for your lives right now? What do you want to decide right now? Say it out loud. Whatever it is, just everybody shout out loud one thing you're deciding for yourself. Longevity, there we go. Prosperity. Abundance. Love, health. Good health. Right? How about a room filled, these seats, and a waiting list? Do churches have waiting lists? No, but they have multiple services. Or it'd be a bigger stage so more people can come, right? People all over the world are watching our service, and they are. I have a dear friend in Denmark who watches, right? And Germany. And I met people on this conference from all over the world. And so I always tell people when I speak, and they watch it, and they send it to people, and then they send it to people. Right? So you never know. You never know. It's like, what is our limited beliefs about what is possible? Let's leave that behind as well. Let's chip away that and tap into our imagination. That's that power that we have within to create. And so again, the acceptance of love. So I think it was in one of the lyrics that you were talking about, right? Laying down our fears, right? And the believing that we can have anything we want. That's the miracle. That is the miracle. If we believe it, if we really do believe it. So as I said, there's letting go of the fears. And, what else are we fearful about? Are we fearful that we're not going to find the love of our lives? Are we fearful that we're not going to find the jobs that we want? Or the houses that we want? Think about all of the things that we're holding on to. We think they're keeping us safe, right? That be safe, careful. Let's let that cloak go. Whatever those limiting beliefs are that we think are keeping us safe. And tap back into those powers that we have within. So, our affirmation once again is, I am empowered with divine powers. Let's say that again. I am empowered with divine powers. And if you're watching online, go ahead and please type that in. Share it, send it, tweet it, tote it, whatever we do. Whatever we do in the virtual world. I'm learning. My daughter said to me, "Mom, I've seen some of your posts on Instagram and Facebook." Because you're not reaching enough people. She was like, "I'm going to teach you how to do TikTok." So I'm like, yeah, I'd love to learn how to do that. And I'm not going to be fearful that that platform's going to get shut down. Because I was watching those news reports too about TikTok because it's run by the Chinese government. But here's the other thing. I really would love, again, my English, I would love to live long enough. And here's the truth. I will live long enough because we are all infinite. Right? My body may at some point say, okay, it's served its purpose. It's time for you to inhabit your birth form, right? My spiritual form. But I'd like to believe that while I'm still in this body, that I do see a world where we stop seeing country lines, state lines. Can we have fun competition in the Olympics, because I love the Olympics, and all of our football rivalries and all the other sports events and music events where we are competing with each other, but from the place of let's all just be the best that we can be, but not that there has to be a winner and a loser. That because you were born in that country, I can't love you or like you. My grandparents were all from European countries. My grandfather's from Turkey on my father's side, and my grandmother on my father's side was from Russia. And their parents were not having it because of the two different countries they were from. And I have to be honest, my parents weren't having my marriage either. Right? But when we tap into that power within us of love and understanding, we don't see country. We don't see state. We don't see color. Right? I'd like to believe that I can look at you and say, you are a black man and I have white skin, but we are one. Right? You are from Yugoslavia, doesn't even exist anymore, believe it or not. Yugoslavia doesn't even exist anymore. It's all these other countries. But whatever country you're from, it doesn't matter. I can still be connected to you. And so, again, when we accept that we are one, we are all divine, connected to each other, then I can let go of the fear of the difference. And even if we argue, how many of you argue with your spouses? Oh my God, every hand should go up if you're married. How many of you argue with your kids? How about your best friend? Your parents? Your neighbor? How many of you argue on the board? Anytime two people come together, you're going to have different ideas. Arguing is just healthy conversation of exchanging different ideas. It's how we exchange those with each other. Are we doing it from that truth of love and connection, or are we doing it from a place of fear? And I firmly believe if there's no discord, people are not connecting. There's fear there if there's no discord, because that means I'm afraid to say what I think or what I believe, because I don't want to hurt your feelings, or I don't want to ruffle any feathers, instead of recognizing that we all are unique expressions of the same power. And that's where the creativity and the imagination, that power that we want to tap into to create a bigger and better world than what I can envision. Because if I was just me trying to figure it all out, I wouldn't be here right now. So we do want to connect and hear what each other has to say. All right, so I think I have one more quote. This is also one of my favorites. It is not the years in your life, but the life in your years that counts. Yeah. And, you know, as we all age in our bodies, and we look at whatever that number is, and I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to live well into my hundreds. But it's not that I want to live into my hundreds. I want to live into my hundreds. Right? There's that zeal that we want to tap into. There's that life. Again, this is the 12th month of the year. This is the month we celebrate life. And I want you to reflect, and I think Dr. Herbert talked about this in one of his talks, right? Reflecting back on this past life, this past year, and have we done the things that we wanted to do? Have we lived our life? And, you know, I watched my parents, my father in particular, retire and die within 2 years of retirement. He did not live his life. He lived his life in a way that was very traditional. And then, you know, when you shed that, you're like, well, what's left? Right? If you don't tap into those powers, and again, recognize that divinity within, then there's nothing left to live for. Right? There's nothing left to live for. So we want to tap into that zeal. We want to tap into this month in particular, life. And are we living our lives to the fullest? Are we living our lives to the fullest? Hey. And so what that means is going to vary from person to person to live your life to the fullest. Are you singing on every stage that you can sing, right? Are you playing on every piano that you can play on? Think about what fuels you and ask yourself, am I doing it at the highest and the best? Will I look back on my life and say, wow, I really lived. No regrets, no blame, no shame, no resentment, no fear. Just joy, and probably lots of lessons. Because life is a series of lessons. And each soul came into its human form to experience the lessons it chose. But we came with those powers. So what's our affirmation? I am empowered with divine powers. Absolutely. Now, let me just see if there's one more. Yes. Wasn't sure if I kept this one in. So all I want for Christmas, right, is peace, love, and understanding, and a chocolate bar bigger than my head. Because I know we are still in the throes of shopping for the holidays. And here's the other thing. Every single year, whenever we ask Jose, because I know most of you know him, what do you want this year for Christmas? Or what do you want for Father's Day or your birthday? All I want, he says, all I want is peace on earth. Every single year, every single holiday, doesn't matter. All I want is peace. And so it becomes quite the challenge to go find gifts that have peace, that we haven't already bought him. So we have bought him, and I haven't bought him his gift yet this year, but in the past, we've gotten him a peace bracelet that says, you know, peace on it. We bought a plaque that goes over our door that says, may peace be with everyone who enters here. We've bought peace incense, you know, burners. Anything you can find that has a peace sign, we've bought for him. But we all know, where does peace begin? It begins here. It begins here. So as we transition into our meditation, and I'll invite Katie to come up, as we transition into that, let's know that, you know, we do have the power within to have peace, to have joy, to have love, to have anything that we want. And so let's just take a nice deep breath, get comfortable in your seats. And I want you to envision yourself. This is December, and we are graduating from this lesson. And I want you to see yourself walking down that hall, that door that you're going to open. that is going to open up into your higher and better, more elevated, more conscious, more joyful self, the highest and the best. And as you walk down this hallway, shed, release, let go of anything that you do not need to bring forward. Knowing that everything that you do need is already within, that perfection of a divine spiritual being that has the will, that has the strength, that has order and understanding and imagination, and has faith, and has love, and has life. And we are bringing that forward, because we can never be separated from that which we are. And we could never be separated from each other. So we bring those loving relationships forward. We bring the connection that we have with each other forward. And we bring divine truth with us forward. So as you reach for this magic door, take a deep breath, and I want you to open that door. It is flooded with light, so much beautiful, glowing, golden light. Your heart is just overflowing with love and peace and complete understanding. And it's filled with every sweet delight. So whether that be chocolate bars or candy corn or M&Ms or a healthy salad, whatever it is in your imagination, it is there for you. And as you step into this higher, newer, better self, world, life, know that you are spreading this across the planet. Wherever you go, you are radiating this joy and this beauty and this love and this peace and this understanding. And so let's anchor that in our bodies. You can bring your hands over your heart and just silently repeat our affirmation. And knowing that this is so, we just release, step into that truth. And when you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. And I want you just to look around at each other, see the beauty, see the joy, and see the power. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Alan. That was wonderful. Another hand for Alan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now it's time for our giving back. And we have several ways for you to do that. You can put it in our baskets that are going to be passed shortly here. You can contribute online through Venmo. I think you have all the information right up there. So please donate generously. And the ushers are coming forward, and we will take our offertory now. See, I knew I was going to do it without ever getting in front. Out. divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. So I still
Well, there's a bridge and there's a river that I still must cross as I'm going on my journey. Lord, I might be lost, and there's a road I have to follow, a place I have to go, but no one told me just how to get there. But when I get there, I know, because I'm taking it step by step, bit by bit, stone by stone, brick by brick. Come on now, step by step, day by day, mile by mile. And this old road is rough and ruined, so many dangers along the way, so many burdens might fall upon me, so many troubles that I have to face. Oh, but I won't let my spirit fail me. No, I won't let my spirit go until I get to my destination. I'm gonna take it slow because I'm taking it now. Step by step, you know I'm taking it. Bit by bit, bit by bit. Come on, stone by stone, yeah. Brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, step by step. Come on now, day by day, mile by mile, yeah. Go your own way. Say, hey, baby, don't give up. You got to hold on to what you got. Oh, baby, don't give up. You got to keep on moving. Don't stop, yeah. I know you're hurting. I know you're blue. I know you're hurting. But don't let the bad things get to you. I'm taking it step by step. You know I'm taking it bit by bit, bit by bit. Come on, stone by stone, yeah. Brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, step by step. Come on now, day by day, mile by mile. Go your own way, go your own way.
Thank you, Terrell. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And let us bless our offering now. We'd like to thank the givers for here and everywhere. And we hold our offertory and know that it will go to the best for Unity of Wilmington and onward. And thank you so much for your generosity. Amen. Okay, we do have a few announcements this morning. As you know, Unity is founded in prayer. We have a prayer box over here, and you can put prayer requests in. Teresa Rodriguez is our prayer minister for this morning, so she'll be here. Please subscribe to the e-blast to find out all that's going on here at Unity of Wilmington every week. And we do have some special events coming up, as noted here. Next week, Ellen, no, you're not here. She's here the following week. Eliza's here next week. Eliza Bloom Robinson, who's been our transitional consultant over these past many months, she will be here actually for her last weekend with us. So she'll be doing a workshop on Saturday, and then she'll be speaking with us on Sunday. So please, you want to be here for that. And then we have, what else we have going on? Yes, we have our candlelighting services coming up on the 21st, Wednesday night, the 21st of December, and Susan Scott Downs will be doing that. Starts at 7 o'clock, so please come to that if you can. And then our Christmas Eve lasagna project, we are doing that. This is what we've been doing for 30-some years, I guess, out of this church. Is a Christmas Eve Meals on Wheels project that we contribute to the community, to all of the people on our route for Meals on Wheels. So what we ask is that you bring a cooked lasagna here early on in the morning on December the 24th, and we'll have elves here that'll package it all up, and then our carriers, our Meals on Wheels people will come and pick it up and deliver it to those folks. So we need volunteers for that, and we can use volunteers in other areas too. So if you're staying after the service for check the community room out, we can use some more hospitality volunteers, welcome team, wherever you'd like to help out, we welcome your volunteering. And then we have Super Sunday is next week, so if you have nice, wonderful recipe for soup or whatever you'd like to bring, please join us for that. And then also it is membership renewal time, so we're reminding you to please renew your membership so you'll be able to vote in our elections and different things going on in the church going forward. Okay, and with that, we'd like to say thank you for being here and thank you for being online, and let's stand and do our peace song. Now, prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, all is, and all is well.